we got some windows installed into our van, and we'll show you this one first. It's in the sliding door. It also slides. This panel opens up. Behind that is a flare. This also has a window. This window also slides. If you'll follow me this way, there's another window here. This door doesn't slide, and this window does not slide. If you come over to this side, there's another flare. It has no window. The purpose of the flare is to make the van wider by this much. But if you come inside, you'll understand a little bit better why it's there. But it's just this panel from here up to here, back to here, and down to here. So when we say flare, that's what we're talking about. And Dog's really mad because we're making him be outside in the snow.
You're a little too tall, so you might want to scooch down. Okay, perfect.
This is the inside of our sliding window. Or it's the sliding door window. Yeah. The window in the slider. But it also slides. So if you undo this latch, you can slide this guy like that. And you've got all this space.
Screen.
You can do whatever you want with this space that requires airflow. Eventually we'll have a cooking surface approximately here-ish. So the heat from the cooking can go out there and the smells can attract the bears. A lot of people use a C.R. Lawrence brand window in this space, and the glass is obviously the same size, but the portion of the glass that opens is only about here or so. But the glass opens kind of, what is that style of glass called?
Like an awning style? It's called a T-vent.
Yeah. The glass tilts out.
Like an awning.
Yeah, it's like an awning. The opening looked way smaller than what we actually ended up with. I'm very pumped about this window. It looks like it's going to be great. This is the inside of a flare window.
Do you want to show how that one opens?
You squeeze this little trigger and you slide it. This screen is removable, which I thought was neat because I didn't know that. You rotate these little pitons and then it just kind of like pops out. So if you wanted to let all the mosquitoes in, you can.
How neat is that?
We showed you before, the bed is gonna go in this space. And we're gonna lay this way. So now I have enough room, because I'm this tall. So I should be able to sleep with my feet here and my head here.
Or vice versa.
Such as my feet here and my head here without touching the walls. American Automotive Aftermarket installed the flares and the windows, and they did outstanding work. Like, I'm very impressed. We had debated for a while, like, when we were thinking about putting them in, doing it ourselves, and we're like, you know, we probably technically could have done the work ourselves, but I don't know that I could have done it this good. We're very pleased with how this came out. I mean, these windows are a Mercedes factory option, and they look like they were installed at the factory. You can't tell. These flares are obviously not a factory option. but the installation quality is on par. It's as good. And this window in the slider, there is a factory option for a window, but it's fixed glass that doesn't open like this one does. So in our opinion, this is superior than what we could have got from the factory. You can't tell that Mercedes didn't install the stuff. So that's about it.
Mirror might actually be useful now. Rob and I are just leaving a vaccine clinic for the COVID vaccine, and it's my first time driving the van since we've had the windows installed. So I actually had to set up the rear view mirror because we've never found that useful because there were no rear windows. So that was
But now you can actually see out of it.
interesting. It's nice to see back there. There's a car behind me. I'm able to tell that without looking in the side mirrors. So I like how on the highway now I can use the rear view, the rear windows to see if there's anything coming behind me when I'm merging. The mirrors work well too, but it's so nice to see what's coming up.
Yeah, the rear view mirror is way more natural
Yeah.
for like just watching what's behind you.
Right.
So if you have to make a turn, you can check if there's any cars before you get into the other lane.
Like if we're merging, I can also see behind me.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
We've been driving the van with the flares and the windows installed for a few weeks now and loving it. It's so nice to be able to see everything that's all around you. And it's given us plenty of opportunity to take a whole bunch of new dimensions that we haven't had access to and further improve our layout drawings. So that is all great. And we also reached an agreement with our aftermarket window installer.
We'd mentioned in a past video that the window in the flare was on the opposite side than we were expecting it on. So we've come up with a solution for that. AAA is going to work with us to replace the flare on the driver's side and put one with a window in there.
I've been working on insulating the walls and the doors in the van, and I took apart the sliding door just the other day and I found a problem. So we don't have the van right now, and we don't know when we're getting it back.